sound of my voice, clap once. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap 2 times. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap 3 times. Fantastic. Good morning, 1st and 2nd grade. How are you doing? Can we say good morning to my kindergarten friends that are up here for the first time? Very good job, guys. It wasn't too long ago that you guys were up here for your first time. And we are so excited to welcome our kindergarten friends and their parents and their grandparents here for their first academic assembly. And we are going to hear from them some of the things that they have been working on so far this year. They're going to sing us a song and they're going to do a poem for us. And then we're going to invite our teachers up here to give out their Leaves in the Forest of Virtue, which is to celebrate all of the good character that some of our friends have been showing in their classroom this year. And it is such an exciting event. I want to welcome all of our parents and grandparents that were able to come today. It is so much fun and it is wonderful to see you here. And then I'm going to introduce Mrs. Tagan so she can kind of talk to you guys about what you're going to see.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to our very first kindergarten assembly of the year. The kindergartens are so excited to perform for you today. We have a very fun song to sing first for you. It's called Who Let the Letters Out? And I bet my 1st and 2nd graders can guess what tune that song goes to. Anyone know? Anyone know? Neil, what do you think? Who Let the Dogs Out? You are right. And as they're singing that song, they're going to be holding up letters for you to see that they've decorated with items that belong, that begin with the same sound as that letter. So they've been working very hard on recognizing letters and the sounds they make. So I think you're going to enjoy that song. We're then going to recite a poem for you called Manners, because in kindergarten, all year long, we learn how important it is to use our manners. During that poem, you're going to notice some sign language, because we've been learning some sign language in kindergarten this year too. So, yeah, we learned some last year too, you're right. So, without further ado, I'm going to let the kindergartners take the show. We hope you enjoy.
Who let the
a virtue now. And I also just want to start by saying that Mrs. Jumis, Mrs. Frangillo, and Mrs. Sharon and I are so proud of all the kindergartners. They've had a very smooth transition into kindergarten. They've done a great job. So nice job to all my kindergarten friends. I have 5 friends who are receiving their leaves today. My first friend is Caitlin. Caitlin, you are receiving your leave today for kindness and friendship. Do you think you're a good friend? Yes. Mrs. Sharon and I notice every day you being so sweet and kind to everyone in our class. For example, if someone's sad, you go right up to them and say what? Are you okay? Do you need any help? You're always helping out. You're just such a sweet, kind friend to everyone in our class, and we love having you. So keep up the great work, my friend. Great job. Next is my friend Joey. Joey, you're receiving your leave today for hard work and for a very long word called perseverance. You know what that means? You do? What do you think it means? Well, that's part of it, sure. You are pretty quiet. It also means that you never give up. Have you been working really hard on your handwriting? Writing your letters and your numbers. And what's been going on? It's been getting better, and you're doing such a great job with your writing. And every day when you practice and you work really hard, you say to Mrs. Sharon and I, look what I did. And you're so proud of yourself because you're doing such a great job, right? You're such a hard worker. We love having you in our class. Keep up the great work. Great job, baby. Next is my friend Hannah. And Hannah, you're receiving your leave today for patience and self-control. Because in kindergarten, we ask you to be patient a lot, don't we? We have to sit and listen to Mrs. Tagan talk a lot, right? Sometimes that's not so fun, is it? But Hannah, you always make the right choice. You know when it's time to work and when it's time to play, which can be very tricky. You know that sometimes in our class it's okay to be silly, right? But sometimes we're not silly, we want to listen and do our work, and you know when it's time to work and when it's time to play. I appreciate that. Keep up the great work. You're doing a great job. This is my friend Jamin, and Jamin is receiving his leave today for 2 things, for good manners and also for making wise choices. Jamin, you always come into school with a big what on your face? Big smile. You're so happy to be in school. You're nice to all your friends and your teachers. You always remember your manners. And you too are another friend who always make good choices. You're following all the rules. You're always listening when you're supposed to, and you're always working hard. You're doing a great job, my friend. Keep up the great work. And last, but certainly not least, is my friend Audrey. Audrey, you're receiving your leave today for kindness and for helpfulness. Because you are one of the most helpful friends, I have to say, I've ever seen in kindergarten. Did you know that? You're always helping, whether you're helping myself, Mrs. Sharon, or your friends. You're just such a kind, sweet friend. And we know that you're always doing the right thing. And we know if we ever need anyone to help, we can always say, Audrey, can you give us a hand? What do you always say? Yes, always. And I also put on your leave because I thought this was really special. One day, one of your friends was sad because they lost their sticker. And what did you do? Gave them your sticker. It was so sweet. You're just such a kind, sweet friend. We love having you. Keep up the great work, please.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Mrs. Jumis. This is my first year teaching kindergarten here. I am so excited to be giving out my first 5 leaves to my friends. First is Jake. Come on up, Jake. And Jake is getting a leave for organization and helpfulness. Are you really helpful every time it's time to clean up, Jake? Jake, every time it's time to clean up, he makes sure everything is where it goes, even if everyone else is already done and figured it out, everything's cleaned up and put away somewhere. He makes sure it's actually in the right place, the same color markers are together, and even if he hasn't played with someone, he is always helping friends clean up things at the end of playtime. So we love having you in our class, Jake. Thank you for helping our class be so organized, and for being so helpful. Thank you. This is my friend Emma, and she is getting a leave today for cheerfulness and kindness. Does Mrs. Jumis tell you you're the most cheerful, happy person every day when you come into school? What do you say every day when you come in? Hi, and good morning! The biggest smile I've ever seen, like it's the greatest day ever, and every day is like that for Emma, isn't it, Emma? And she is so kind to everyone. One day we were out on the playground, and I commented to her, I said, Emma, that was such a kind thing to say. And she said, why wouldn't I be kind? I should be kind to everyone. And I just think that is just such a special quality in a child. I'm so happy to have you in our class. Clearly, this is taken. David is getting a leave today for responsibility. That's a big word, David, isn't it? We talked a little bit about what that means. That means you are always trying really hard and being responsible and getting your work done, isn't it? You came to kindergarten ready to learn. You're so curious about everything. I love that about you. And everything we do, you sit and you wait. And it's like you can't wait to see what we're going to learn next. I find that that's an awesome quality. We're going to learn so many things. And you show all your friends how fun it is to learn, don't you, buddy? Excellent job, David. We love having you guys. Harper. Hi. Harper, you are getting a leave for kindness and good manners. Every day when it's time to sit down on the rug after we've been busy doing something else and it's time to settle in and we say a quick and quiet transition, Harper is always the first one sitting down, hands in her lap, looking at me with that adorable face, ready to listen and ready to go. And she sets such a great example for all her friends. And when she's playing or working with her friends, whether it be recess or choice time or just anywhere, she is so kind. She uses her manners, says please, thank you, and is such a great role model for all her friends. So we love that about you, Harper. Thank you so much. Michael, you are getting it for friendship and good manners. We have lots of friends in our class with such good manners. Michael uses please, thank you. If he needs to talk to a teacher, he says, excuse me. And he uses those words not only with his teachers, but with his friends, don't you? And Michael never has a moment when there isn't someone that wants to sit next to him or play with him because such a kind friend to all his classmates, aren't you, Michael? So you have lots of friends in school. We love that about you. Thank you so much for being here. Now, Mrs. Setti will present her leave. Fabulous. Your performance was awesome. Such a good show. So proud of you guys. It's one of my favorite shows. Okay. This is Anya Krishnamoni, and Anya is receiving a leave today for prudence. We haven't talked a whole lot about prudence yet in first grade, but Anya always makes wise choices. She is thoughtful and respectful to everyone. Anya includes everyone, and she always makes everyone feel really special. Anya is a really kind-hearted friend. She cares about everyone, right? She is so thoughtful, so kind, so loving, and such a wonderful student, and I am so proud of you, Anya. Good job. And Mahati Gore is receiving a leave today for, for justice, because Mahati is a kind and thoughtful friend. She uses kind and respectful words with her teachers and the other students in the class. She always shares and takes turns and shows respect to everyone, right? You're a great friend. Awesome job, Mahati. Alex Yu today is receiving a leave for justice also, for being respectful towards everyone, and also being very generous with his kind words and his kind actions. He's always there to help. He shares his things. If someone needs an eraser or a marker or crayon, Alex is always there to share. Right? Yes. Awesome job. This is Lauren Markarian, and Lauren is new to first grade this year, and you'd never know she was new in my class because all, my class is all the same. But you'd never, ever know that she was new, right, Lauren? Because she blended right in. She's doing an awesome job, and we love having her in our class. She's getting a leave for temperance, because Lauren has wonderful good manners, don't you? She really does. She's courteous with everyone. She is patient. She is respectful. And she is just a wonderful friend to have in our class. We love spending the day with her. Don't we, Lauren? This is Jason, huh? And Jason, can you get in there? I want to block you here. Jason is receiving a leaf today for justice because Jason is also very respectful, very kind, and a great friend. He shows compassion in every situation. He cares about everyone in our class. He's a hard worker, and he is another one who's a pleasure to have in school every single day. Awesome job, Jason.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mrs. Wiegman, a second grade teacher. This is my first second grade assembly. Well, we're not really presenting, but I have 3 friends that I'm giving leaves to today. My first friend, out of order, is Andrew Nicholson. And Andrew Nicholson, you are receiving a leaf for fortitude and prudence. Remember what fortitude is? What is it? Inner strength. Remember what prudence is? Using your head. So, my friend Andrew, it says here that you were having trouble with a real close buddy in class. Yeah? And you tried to work things out. But you guys couldn't see eye to eye. You know what that means? You couldn't agree on things. Couldn't see eye to eye. So, you decided to talk to your mom. What I write right there? Smart. And suggested that you talk to me. Even smarter. But Andrew decided that he wanted to talk to me by himself, right? So you talked, and we talked to your buddy, and we worked everything out, right? So Andrew, I loved how you handled this situation. I thought you did a very, very nice job. You were very mature, very grown up in doing that, and I wanted to give you a leaf for that. Nice job. Here's my friend Shreya Rajesh, and she is getting a leaf for temperance. And what's temperance? Self-control. And I wrote here that my friend Shreya has many, many friends in class, and you love to have fun, don't you? But you know when to have fun and when to do the right thing. You come in every single day. You get your work done, beautifully I might add. You focus on learning, you know when to have fun with your friends, and when to listen, and because of this, you are a smart, smart, smart girl, even says that right there. And you get smarter every single day because of your temperance, and your prudence, and your fortitude, and your justice, but this is for temperance. And last but not least is my friend Tyler Apicella, who is getting a leaf for justice. And justice is that's temperance. Being fair. Fair, fair, fair. And it says right here that you are a great and fair friend. You're always willing to help out your teachers and your classmates. You agreed to be a buddy to a friend who is new in class this year, right? I asked, do you think you could be this guy's buddy because he's new to class? And what'd you say? Of course, right? You took that on with no problem. You pick up after other people and put things away all the time, and nobody asked you to do that. And you are a good friend to everyone. I can always count on you, Tyler. Always, always, always when I need a hand. And it's great to have a friend like you in class. Thank you, Tyler. And that's it, Mrs. Anderson.
Thank you. Awesome job, kindergarten. The letters. Oh, how do you say you love them?
your hand. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. That's very nice. Okay, Joshua, you're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for 2 reasons. One for prudence, and you know what prudence is? Can you tell me? Using your head, thinking before you do things, right? And you know that Ben Franklin thought that prudence was the most important virtue of all. He thought all of them were important, but this one particularly. You know why? Because he thought that all of the other ones kind of fell under it. So if you have prudence, then you're always doing what you should be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it, how you're supposed to be doing it, and with whom you should be doing it, right? Okay, and that's you, always doing what you're supposed to be doing. And if by chance you might make a mistake, you look very sad about it. And speaking of mistakes, you're also getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for temperance. Has 2nd grade been a lot of work? Yeah, it's because you got through 1st grade and you did all of that hard work, and now you're starting a new grade and doing more hard work, right? That's right. Temperance because you are learning to be patient with yourself and give yourself an opportunity to try, take risks, most importantly of all, make mistakes. Because mistakes are an important way to learn new things, right? And not be upset with yourself. Was that hard for you to do that? Yes, it was. And I'm thrilled to see that you do this because you give a lot to the class. I like when you feel very successful about what you do, but I like when you take chances. Become successful or make mistakes. You're doing well. I'm thrilled, and I love having you in my class. Congratulations. Riley, you're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for fortitude. You are an excellent student who really puts your best foot forward. You know what that means? It means that no matter what you're doing, you try to do it and do it well. If you don't do it well, you go back and you do it all over again. That's a skill that even a lot of us adults have a hard time doing. We kind of just get through it quickly and say, that's done. Not you. You make sure you're doing your best at every single solitary thing you do. You work neatly and carefully, completing all your work and passing it in on time. And this is what I said before. And if you're not successful the first time, you... That's right. Congratulations. That takes honest courage, honest effort, and honest belief in your own self and your abilities. Congratulations to you. Dan. Hi, Dan. You're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for fortitude. Daniel, you are a wonderful role model in our class. Whatever we're doing, you should be doing it. But I love what you do with your work, which is consistently work to be better, better, better. That's how you're getting to be an excellent student. You're a wonderful role model for our class, and this is what I love particularly about you. If you don't know, you're not afraid to ask, whether it's something simple like, am I supposed to put more on this paper because I seem to have finished it in 1 minute? Or do I do this in a particular way? Or was this what you wanted, Mrs. Henderson? And it's always just what you should be doing, Dan. That makes you an excellent student, but also it makes everybody else in our class being willing to take risks, to be challenged themselves, and to do a little better. Congratulations, honey. Maddie, last is not the least, last is best. Okay? You're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for prudence. Did you hear what I said to Josh about prudence? Being such an important virtue? Okay. You make excellent decisions for every part of your day. Whether you are doing your work, whether you're being responsible for going from the classroom to the art room to gym, whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, you take it very seriously and you do it very well. I particularly like what you did in the beginning of the year, which was when things were so difficult and you were making little mistakes, then you would get very upset with yourself and cry. You've worked on temperance. You've worked on better work in your classroom. Every single part of prudence has been your friend, and you have made it your best virtue, and I appreciate that. But I want to say what I've said to Dan, that you are a wonderful role model for everybody in our class and out of our class, because when you're going from one place to another, I can always count that I don't have to turn around and say anything to you, and that's wonderful. Congratulations, Maddie. Mr. Kernan?
Boys and girls, family and friends, thank you for coming to our assembly today. We had such a great time. Kindergarten, you were fantastic. We are so proud of everything you're learning and how you're treating each other. I'd like to end today's assembly in the special way that we end assemblies at the school, with props. But today, let's give props to the kindergarten. If you remember how that goes, and parents, feel free to join in. It's 2 claps, 2 pats, 2 snaps, and then we'll give our kindergarten a nice big yeah. You ready? All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You guys are the best. Thank you. When I call your grade.